And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. The beautiful skyline of Denver, Colorado is our backdrop tonight. It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. Moments away, it'll be the Denver Nuggets going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. DA, take it away.
We all witnessed the Nuggets making a big leap last season. Coach Mike Malone said, when you miss the playoffs 2 years in a row and your defense is bottom 5, something's got to give. Our guys deserve all the credit. We didn't come up with a grand master plan. We do what we do, but harder, better, and for longer stretches. Kevin?
Just putting in the extra work. All right, thanks, David. And a moment now to look at how the Rookie of the Year race is shaping up as we close out the year. Still lots of games left. Here are the rookies off and running in the early going. Well, you look at Culver. Just a fantastic start to the season for him as he hasn't missed a beat transitioning to the NBA. And, guys, he makes it into our top 5.
And he finds himself among the top 5 after what's been a strong start to his NBA career.
And, Greg, I think this is only the beginning. I think he's just going to get better and better as the season goes along. And his best basketball still very much in front of him.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Beasley is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then there's Towns. Then it's James Johnson. And it's Culver in at the 3. And for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Will Barton is out there with Murray. And it's Porter in at the 3 slot. Now here's Murray. Pass to Millsap. We don't see this very often, Clark, but tonight, 2 teams that really thrive in the half court.
Yeah, and you know, they can get up and down, and we'll see them do that some, but they much prefer, Kevin, simply to grind it out.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Beasley finds Russell. Over Murray. Towns. It's good on the putback.
Good luck trying to keep Cat off the glass. Karl Anthony Towns loves mixing it up down low and getting after those second chances.
Now here's Murray. He had 10 points in the win against Orlando. Jokic with the bucket.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. It's a 3-point game. And it's sent back by Millsap.
Can't ignore Millsap's defensive instincts. Excellent timing rising up to block shots.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Now here's Beasley against New Orleans, who is really on his game. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
For Denver, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Outside, Porter. And the pass to Jokic. Jokic draws the double. Porter kicks to Barton. Jokic trying to free himself up, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one's on Johnson.
And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And with Murray, Greg, you forget how young he is. He entered the NBA right out of his freshman year at Kentucky.
I mean, Murray was taken 7th in his draft and has kind of flown under the radar from that class. But the more you watch him, the more you feel like you're seeing a star in the making.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Passes it to Culver. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
Jokic with the steal. Murray outside. And Culver pulls it down.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Beasley kicks to Russell. Got a piece of it.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
To the middle. Murray against Towns. Murray, no good.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
They grabbed their own miss.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Outside, Porter. Pass to Barton. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Murray, good.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Here's Johnson following the score by Jamal Murray. Russell left side. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
They opened the gates, and he came through. D'Angelo, quick recognition.
And here is Murray. 7 points in the game. Porter with it. Pass to Millsap. Over Johnson. Jokic trying to free himself up. And Jokic throws it down.
Boy, a lot of energy and hustle on display from Jokic that time. Never giving up on a possession.
And it's Towns penetrating. Kicks it out to Beasley. Beyond the arc. Millsap grabs the miss. And it's the Nuggets ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Back to Murray. Here's Jokic. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
Now here's Beasley following the miss by Paul Millsap. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Outstanding timing from Jokic there. Then the superb reach to wipe away the shot.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
You'd have to go far and wide to find any fan that doesn't enjoy watching Nikola Jokic play. This big fella is so smooth. He's got guard skills in a big man's body, and his game is so efficient. I love watching him work.
And let's take a look at the numbers for Murray. He's averaging about 19 points per, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds.
And you can't help but be impressed by his numbers.
You know, guys, I think he's the engine of this offense. He makes them go. Without his scoring, I think they'd be a totally different team.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here. And with Jokic, passing and playmaking, Clark, are his trademarks.
Well, I tell you what, the Joker is some kind of special as a big guy. His passing and touch and field and shot making, he really impressed me with all of that. He does everything you want from a center on the offensive end of the court and does it in his own unique, special way. He's a delight to watch.
So for the Nuggets, their last game, a win against the Magic. Russell passes to Towns. That one doesn't drop. Good defense by Jokic.
He's certainly been cold this quarter, guys, but trying to shoot his way back into a groove.
And Jokic slams it in.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Here's Culver. The Nuggets getting the bucket. And now Jokic pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And it's really easy to see that Millsap is a tough guy. He doesn't mind mixing it up a little. You look at Paul Millsap, one of my favorite players. Came into the league after 3 years of college as an undersized power forward who has shown that he not only can rebound, but has become an all-star scorer, too.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Millsap. And year in and year out, Paul Millsap finds a way, Clark, to get it done.
He does, guys. I mean, he's just rock solid. An all-star player multiple times. All he does is help his team win, and he does it in ways beyond just scoring and rebounding. He can open up space with his shooting. He's an outstanding passer, and he's also good at the defensive end and picking people's pockets.
And so he hits both.
And, you know, over time, Millsap has added different things to his game. And, you know, what I like about him most is he quietly goes about his business in a professional manner.
Beasley. And nothing is falling for him right now.
Putting up a goose egg, bageled this period. At this point, you have to run the offense through somebody else. I mean, that's your only choice.
And the rejection by Towns. And Michael Porter is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves. Down by 15. Russell against Murray. Teardrop shot.
Really having a difficult time getting anything to fall.
Boy, you've got to give credit to the defense. I mean, this is where you want to really work for quality looks. Try to get that confidence back.
Jokic draws the double. It's Porter outside. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Outside Porter. Jokic draws the double. Just 4 to shoot. Murray for 3. The shot will not fall. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Beasley with a clean look. No good from outside.
He's been an absolute non-factor. 0 factor this game. Just a horrible performance from him.
Porter dishes to Millsap. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Well, in terms of rebounding over the last 10 games, these are the rookies that have been head and shoulders above the rest. 5th on the list, Michael Porter.
He's brought that physicality. I mean, given a chance to contribute, he's shown that he can battle inside with the best of them.
Well, he just loves rebounding, relishes rebounding. I mean, you can see the enthusiasm he brings to that part of his game, especially as of late.
Here's Culver. Good defense by Jokic. The Nuggets leading by 13. Here's Barton. Excellent D there from Beasley.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Culver kicks to Towns. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Towns has got his second bucket of the game to go. Denver calls timeout. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
Well, you know, you hear about the importance of having depth all the time, bench players that contribute. In last game, their bench came alive.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Plumlee, he's checked in for Millsap. Grant comes in for Porter. Gary Harris, he's checked in for Barton. And Monte Morris subbed in for Murray. And then for Minnesota, Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Johnson. Jake Lehman comes in for Culver. And Okogie subbed in for Malik Beasley. The Nuggets with another miss. And the call up against Jokic. That's his first foul. Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
Here's Jokic after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Jokic passes to Morris. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. Timberwolves trail by 9. And it's Russell in the corner. Over Morris. Russell, no good.
Yeah, you know, they're losing in large part because he's not playing well. It's really as simple as that.
Morris with the bucket.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They've got to tighten it up.
Now, here is Russell. It's stolen by Morris. Now here is Harris. Tight defense on him. Plumlee in the high post over Hernangomez. And it's Plumlee that time on the assist from Harris. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Denver.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
The free throw drops for Towns. And Greg, as you said, it's the skill level of Towns at his young age that is so incredible.
Very capable three-ball shooter, but he likes backing you down on the block as well. You step back and look at what he can do for a team, and there aren't really any holes in his game.
And Towns drops them both. And the last 2 years, Karl Anthony Towns getting a rap as a bad defender. Clark, do you think that's fair to say?
You know what, Kevin? I don't think it's as fair as it once was. He's not nearly the defensive liability he used to be. He's better defensively one-on-one, and I think he's improved in his ability to switch and rotate on smaller players.
That's off. It's his 4th miss in 7 tries. Denver leading by 11. Grant kicks to Harris. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Here's Lehman. He's covered by Grant. 1:36 left here in the opening quarter. Now the pass to Okogie. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
And let's check out some stats. Here are the numbers for Karl Anthony Towns. 6th in rebounding, 6th in blocks, and his sweet shooting stroke places him in the top 15 league-wide in three-point percentage. You've got to play him tight.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. There's 1:26 left in the first. Here's Okogie. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. From the baseline. The rebound by Grant.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And 1:01 left to play here in the first. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Grant the pass to Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. The Nuggets getting the bucket. There's Crabbe with the 3. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
You must chase Crabbe off the three-point line because he's very effective at scoring from there.
Morris outside. Plumlee finds Harris. Morris outside. The wide open look for Plumlee. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Okogie. From deep three-point range, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Denver with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. The former #1 pick overall in 2015, Karl Anthony Towns, spoke about the aspirations of this team.
Every single day we're thinking about how can we be the team that we need to be to not only make the playoffs, but to make it deep into the playoffs and give ourselves a chance of being a championship team. We have so much talent. We have great veterans. We have a great front office, a great coaching staff. So with all that on our side, we feel we have a great chance to find that way to success.
Yep, one step at a time, Greg. That's the mindset to have.
Yeah, you can't have too much too early. But with Towns leading the charge, this team is in great hands.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And what stands out to you from the Nuggets in this one?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Plumlee out there with Grant. Then it's Gary Harris. Then there's Monte Morris. And it's Craig in at the small forward. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. So it's Minnesota now. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul of the first half. Not a big deal yet, but something to keep an eye on.
On defense, the Nuggets. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Okogie. Good work defensively by Morris. The Nuggets leading by 12.
And you think about the two best talents in Wolves history, KG obviously, and probably Big Cat.
I would not disagree. I mean, KG is a Hall of Famer. And the Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, has been terrific early in his career. The rebounding and scoring, the versatility at that size between those two guys. Boy, it could have possibly been like the Admiral and Tim Duncan. Well, maybe not quite that good, but really good.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. He's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. Timberwolves trail by 14. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Spellman the pass to Layman. It's blocked. Stolen away. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Kicks to Cramp. Pass to Lehman, trying to get something going. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Denver leading by 14. Harris passes to Craig. It's good. Craig's got his second basket of the night.
Surveying the floor, Gary Harris recognizes when his teammates have open looks and gets it to him.
For Minnesota, they've gone 0 of 4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Pass to Hernangomez. Here's Okogie. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And it's Monte Morris with the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Already he's looking at his third foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter.
Paul Millsap's checked in for Denver. Jamal Murray comes in for Morris. Timberwolves also changing it up. Culver's checked in for Jake Layman. And it's Beasley in for Josh Okogie. Now here's Cramp. Here's Culver. Another miss by Minnesota.
All he needed right there was simply to set himself up and then relax and shoot the ball. He threw himself off balance for no reason.
Beasley dishes to Culver. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Murray kicks to Harris. No good with the triple. That's tipped. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Beasley. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. And the dunk by Grant.
Boy, take a look at the hops of Grant. I mean, really getting up and sending a message with that alley-oop.
Timberwolves trail by 18. Minnesota calls timeout.
I love the way Gary Harris has played early in his career, but I think last season was solid, but a step back from what he was hoping for. His scoring and shooting dipped, and he just couldn't seem to find the consistency that he wanted all season long.
Michael Porter, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Martin comes in for Harris. Minnesota also making some changes. James Johnson's checked in for Hernangomez. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Allen Cramp. Beasley fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. And for Harris, not the way he wanted to start the first year of his 4-year deal.
And, you know, given that he was in and out of the lineup and fighting injuries, I don't think it's something that he should worry about. I mean, Harris is still an outstanding player. He's got tremendous upside, and I think he's going to be outstanding as he grows in the league.
Here's Craig following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Kept alive. Here's Porter. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Here's Beasley. Michael Porter making his last shot. Shot clock at 6. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Scouting reports very detailed, Clark. Talk about the types of insights those scouting reports would reveal about your team and your opposition.
Typically player tendencies and team tendencies. How do they win? What areas are they really strong in? A team being excellent on the glass or tremendous in transition offense or very physical. I mean, just those types of nuggets that you would have for a team and then individual players so that you could try to position them to not be at their best by what you did to counteract them.
Good explanation. And he's good on the second. Now Murray. He has 7. Pass to Craig. Now Bart. Murray outside. Count that bucket. Murray's got 9.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Timberwolves trail by 19. Now here's Beasley. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Johnson finds Russell. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
Porter, and finished off by Porter.
You know, an area worthy of further development for Murray is keeping his teammates involved.
Minnesota's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And the foul on Will Barton. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
And there's the pass to Culver. Back to Russell. 5 on the clock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Porter.
You know, early in his career, there were questions surrounding D'Angelo Russell's maturity, and understandably so. That's the case with most young players. But of late, in his case, his improvement as a player and his growth as a person is impressive.
And he knocks down the first one. And beginning his career at the Lakers, coaches wanted Russell to take a more serious approach.
Yeah, you know what? I think his last year there, losing the trust of his teammates, probably woke him up a bit. Sometimes you got to go through the adversity to recognize what you need to change. It's not enough to just put up numbers. You've got to be a professional in how you go about your business, and plenty to like about where D'Angelo Russell is and where he's headed.
Now here's Murray. He's got 9. Barton finds Murray. To the inside. Porter passes to Millsap. Over Towns. Millsap misses. And it's Towns with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. 19-point game. They get the rebound. Beasley. Barton with some nice D.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Timberwolves trail by 21.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Yep, that one goes. 6 points for D'Angelo Russell.
So much confidence for a young player. Terrific move by Russell in traffic.
Murray against Russell. Murray, the pass to Millsap. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Murray. Fires from deep. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist. Murray's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Russell against Murray. And Russell gets it to go. Russell's got 8 points.
Hey, you know, you look at the floater. It's an effective shot for Russell. But when he doesn't want to go all the way to the rack, you got to have that in your book bag.
Denver calls timeout.
And how about the transition from Paul Millsap, going away from that star role to being more of a role player here in his later years? No longer needed to carry the torch, if you will, in terms of scoring and rebounding, but he can still give you just a bit of everything else at this stage.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Jokic is checked in. Murray, the pass to Millsap. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And with Millsap, you can just see him contribute in so many ways.
I mean, a great passer for his position and also very unselfish with his offense. Still a plus defender with how often he is giving up size on the inside.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Well, talking about defense, who are some of the best players in the league right now at taking charges?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, Kevin. As I think about it, a guy like Marcus Smart for the Celtics comes to mind. Kevin Love, when he's on the floor and healthy, is pretty good at drawing charges. The Milwaukee Bucks, Ersan Ilyasova, and Draymond Green falls into that category, too. He does a pretty good job of it.
Kyle Lowry up in Toronto. There are a lot of them. Now here's Johnson. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New Orleans.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side.
Denver leading by 17. Passes to Jokic. Towns with the steal. Russell kicks to Culver. No good off the back of the rim.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whiffs it.
Murray, the pass to Millsap. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. And it's 6 points for Paul Millsap.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Culver following the basket by Paul Millsap. Pass to Towns. Outside, Russell. Shoots. That one no good. And it's Denver the other way. 22 is their biggest lead. Murray, the pass to Millsap. And again, it's Denver.
Yeah, you know, the second period's been much more kind to him than the first. I mean, let's see if he can keep it going and maintain this.
And here's Beasley. Looking to get back on track here, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up. You know, the fact is, he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
Now here's Murray. He's got 14. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And he uses the glass on the layup. Murray's got 18 points in the game.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
1:41 left to play here in the half. Beasley against Barton. Beasley right side. Here's Johnson, and the slam dunk by Johnson.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
And that one's good by Porter.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
Russell with it. He's got 8. 59 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Culver. Clock at 6. The pass to Russell. Goes back up. Connects. The jumper drops. Russell's got 8 points in the quarter.
You know, I love seeing players use the middle of the court. It just opens up your options, and for a guy like Russell, it gives him a lot of freedom offensively.
Now here's Murray. He's got 18. 29 seconds left in the first half, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one is on Towns.
Well, I tell you what, Murray is quite skilled at drawing these types of fouls. He loves getting himself to the line.
Denver shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Murray.
And, you know, early on, Murray has proven to be an impressive scorer. Now he just needs to improve as a passer and defender.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Millsap. Gary Harris comes in for Michael Porter. And Morris subbed in for Will Barton. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Juan Hernan-Gomez, he's checked in for Johnson. Jake Layman comes in for Culver. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Malik Beasley. And Okogie subbed in for Russell. Here's Okogie. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. That shot off. Some solid defense from Grant. Morris outside. For 3, Murray. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
Crabb is an excellent defender and can guard multiple positions thanks to his speed and reach.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. The Nuggets on top, delivering the blowout. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Mike Malone. How has ball movement opened up things for you offensively?
Every game we have where we get into a one-on-one game, over-dribbling, not passing, we become very easy to guard. The good thing about tonight is the ball is moving. We're trying to make plays for each other. When we move the ball, we get high percentage shots, which is all we can ask for.
Thanks very much for your time, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Jamal Murray has been the story in this one. He had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
It was the Jamal Murray show. This dude is smart, crafty, believes in his range. He put the offense on his back in the first half.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they can control those things, they'll be okay, Ernie.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jamal Murray.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And the Timberwolves with possession here. They get to take on the Blazers of Portland after this one. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Culver. Russell is out there with Malik Beasley. Then it's Karl-Anthony Towns. And it's Johnson in a power forward position. He's off on the first. And Clark, one thing that makes Will Barton so good is that he fits right in among any group of players.
And I like the pace he plays with, guys. He doesn't seem to force the issue. He lets the game come to him, and when he has opportunities to explode, he usually does. He's always moving. He's active at both ends. He's a high-quality performer.
He hits the second from the line. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of micro-analysis to go around, but some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And the young Timberwolves head coach Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, about as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game, too. A modern-day approach for a young coach.
Now here's Murray. Towns with the steal. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Johnson, that's for 2, and he knocks down the jumper. Johnson's got 9. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Passes it to Barton from the arc. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got rebound number 13 with that last one. To the paint, here's Johnson, and goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Murray against Russell. Right wing. Here's Jokic. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. Timberwolves trail by 17. A shot by Culver. Nobody around. Offensive rebound. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Murray.
And the one thing that he'll be looking to change is the downturn in his three-point percentage. It's taken a hit here the last 10 games. I know he's putting in extra work to get that rhythm back.
The free throw drops for Towns.
You know, you can't help but love the way the Nuggets create on offense. This is a free-flowing, fun team to watch. A lot of movement and an excellent passing team. Second in the league in assists last year. Outstanding for a young basketball team.
And Towns drops them both. And with the Nuggets, Clark, all those assists, even with a slow pace of play. That was something.
Yeah, you know what? I agree, but they really were their best when they played up-tempo, I thought. It makes use of their home court advantage, gets the crowd involved. But really, guys, it was the passing. They play with such a high IQ and have so many good playmakers. It's beautiful to watch.
And stolen by Murray. Pass to Barton. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 5th assist in this one.
Shoots an impressive percentage from inside now. I like watching Barton do his thing from this area.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Timberwolves trail by 19. Outside, Towns. Down low, here's Russell. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
Murray, the pass to Jokic, and so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. The league's long-distance bombers are setting their sights on the three-point contest this season. Here are some of the early favorites to make up the field.
And I love the way the voting is shaping up, Kevin. We'll have an excellent contest if these are the shooters who are firing away on All-Star Weekend.
Take a look at Murray. He's all the way up there at number 2 in the voting for the three-point contest. Fans and the media know that he is one of the premier long-distance shooters in the league today.
And Kevin, not to take anything away from the other facets of his game, but let's face it, that three-point shooting is what puts him on a whole nother level.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase this year. Some incredible shooters, that's for certain. We'll keep you updated as we find out more.
Yeah, I think we're in for a real treat. I think the of the three-point shot in today's game has really shined a light on the talent, precision, and really the wow factor of how these guys can drill the long ball.
Now here's Barton following the missed shot by James Johnson. That's good from Porter on the assist by Paul Millsap. Millsap's got his 3rd assist on the night. Timberwolves trail by 19. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter. Trying to get open is Johnson. Good work defensively by Millsap.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
Great timing on the block there. Towns helps affect winning in a lot of different ways.
Here is Russell. 12 points for him. Johnson wide open. He fires. Drills the three-pointer. Johnson's got 7 now in this quarter. Denver leading by 16. Murray kicks to Jokic. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 10 rebounds. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Russell against Murray. Lets it go from deep. Jokic grabs the miss. Jokic has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. It's Barton with the drive. Here's Millsap. Goes back up. Jokic passes to Millsap. Towns with the defensive effort.
Hey, how about imagining if they were hitting their shots, how big the lead could be. But so far, that's not been the case.
I'll tell you, Culver has an array of moves once he gets into the paint.
Murray against Russell. Pass to Porter. Millsap with it. Over Johnson. Millsap misses.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Jokic. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
That's good from Johnson. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Jokic and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And, you know, there are so many things to like about Jokic's game, Clark, and his footwork is right near the top.
I would agree with that, Kevin. His footwork is exquisite. I mean, it is top shelf. This guy does not get enough credit for his pivoting, but his hands are great. His touch is phenomenal. He loses a lot of defenders when he's back to the basket with that footwork of his. I tell you, I was so impressed when I locked into him with my isolated camera during the playoffs. The Joker is no joke.
Free throw, good. Jokic.
And one thing the Wolves have done well over the past few seasons, taking care of the ball.
Yeah, you know, they squeeze it well. Low turnovers can be a double-edged sword, though. If you don't make many mistakes, maybe you're not being aggressive enough.
And Jokic drops them both.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Here's Russell. Rebound by the Nuggets. Grant's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Now, here's Culver. Following the miss by Gary Harris. Can't get it to fall.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
Tell you what, those are crazy numbers, guys. I mean, believe me, I was a good rebounder in my day. It is not easy to corral that many boards in one night.
Now, here's Grant. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. The pass to Plumlee. And here's Harris from the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. Harris has got 5 points so far.
You can tell Gary Harris is thinking of firing that shot even as the pass is coming his way.
Morris against Russell. Spellman the pass to Culver. 6 on the shot clock. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Some solid defense from Grant. The Nuggets leading by 19 points. Here's Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Carving up the defense with excellent passes like there. Jokic, a big man with great vision.
Minnesota's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Towns dishes to Culver. Russell left side. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Greg, when you talk about Culver, the one thing he did show in high school and again showed at Texas Tech, the ability to score.
Yeah, and he creates and makes shots against great defenders. Every team in the NBA is looking for that. His jumper, his handle, his ability to move without the ball, already NBA level stuff.
Now, here is Morris. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Out to the right wing. Now, here's Jokic. Guarded closely. Just 5 to shoot. No good from Grant.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
Passes it to Spellman. Now, Hernangomez. He dishes it to Culver. Stolen by Grant. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Here's Harris. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Harris has got 5 points now this quarter.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
That really has been the difference. I mean, they've been the better team in transition.
Here's Okogie. Gary Harris making his last shot. Okogie, the pass to Spellman. Pass to Lehman. 5 to shoot. From outside the arc. Drills it from outside. Lehman's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
Pass to Harris. The pass to Morris. Knocked loose. Here's Okogie. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's sent back by Plumlee. Now Jokic wants to get it to Grant and does. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
Well, the Nuggets were a surprise team to many last year, but they look poised to be good for a long time.
I could not agree with you more. They were the youngest team in the Western Conference, guys, in terms of the playoffs, and they've got a solid salary cap situation. This could be the start of a golden age for the Nuggets, pun intended.
Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Minnesota. Second free throw, no good.
And I'll tell you who I feel for. The Wolves fans. One playoff appearance in the last 15 years.
Yeah, and you know, they've had some exciting talent in Minnesota, guys, but they've done very little winning with that talent. I think the good news, though, when you want to spin it positively, they still have that talent, and a lot of the talent is young.
A three from Morris. The Nuggets with a new 14. Timberwolves trail by 18. Here's Lehman. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Shot clock at 5. Okogie for 3. Good defense by Jokic.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end. Man, what a season it was for the Nuggets and Coach Mike Malone. He helped the Nuggets move into elite status in the West. You know, they went from out of the playoffs in 2018 to second in the West in 2019.
Now, here is Hernan Gomez. No points in the game yet for him.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Denver. Pass to Plumlee. Grant, right side. Pass to Jokic. Feeds it to Harris. Tries it from the top of the key. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Harris has got 9. And Clark, the media recognizing Malone by naming him a Coach of the Year finally.
Well, you think about the way the Nuggets defense improved last year. It's testimony to Mike Malone and his attention to detail, particularly at the defensive end. The roster's all in on Malone as their leader, and that means the Nuggets are going to be a force for a while.
Here's Lehman. Gary Harris making his last shot. Shot from 12. And the basket by Okogie. Now, here is Morris. 30 seconds left in the third. Harris, bounce pass. Morris outside. Here's Grant. From outside, off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 19. Grab the pass to Okogie. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Here's Morris. Here's Grant. Up again.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball.
That's exactly right. No need to catch it when you've got the kind of soft hands that he does.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back to the action after this word. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Grant in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
Jokic is such a developed offensive player. He's really good at taking advantage of these mid-range spots.
Timberwolves trail by 21. Here's Okogie. Millsap grabs the miss. Millsap's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Harris drives in. Beasley with the rebound. Timberwolves shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. Okogie, the pass to Spellman. Here's Layman.
Come to me.
Clark, here's kind of an interesting perspective question for you. How much of making it to the NBA is talent? How much of it is the work you put into it?
Kevin, if I were to give this a ratio, I would probably say 65% talent, 35% work ethic, because you have to have a level of unique giftedness to be an NBA player. Many can work really hard and not be NBA caliber. So I think there's, I tilt that 65-35 talent to work ethic.
First free throw is good. Michael Porter, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Towns, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Russell comes in for Josh Okogie. And so Paul Millsap nails both of them. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Russell. Softly drops in the floater.
Well, I think the more Russell looks to score from there, guys, the more dangerous he becomes.
Murray, the pass to Millsap. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And he makes that one. Russell's got 4 this quarter.
Well, so often we see this transition buckets off turnovers.
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
On the wing, Porter. The three-pointer, no good. Timberwolves trail by 17. Russell with it. Picked up by Harris. And it's Beasley in the corner. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 4 assists now tonight.
Yeah, you look at Russell, and one of the things I like most about his game is this guy has great vision and passing ability.
Murray against Russell. Harris kicks to Porter. The Nuggets moving the ball around. The offensive rebound. Jokic goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Jokic has got 19 points.
Tough shot that time by Jokic, finishing through contact. Great display of power and strength by Nikola Jokic.
Towns, the pass to Layman. Dishes to Russell. Back to Layman. 6 to shoot. Offline with his 3. The Nuggets leading by 16. And it's Harris off the drive, and he banks in the layup.
Encouraging signs for him after starting the game poorly. He's picked it up here in the second half.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Russell inside. He's covered by Murray. Russell, no good. Right side, Millsap. From past the arc. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Millsap's got 5 points now this quarter.
And, you know, you see the improvement. Millsap has established himself as a decent 3-point shooter now. He has the range.
And here's Beasley. Outside, Towns. Looking to end the run. It's not going to go for him. And the Nuggets going the other way. Harris drives in. Misses in close. Timberwolves trail by 21. Here's Layman. There's the pass to Hernan Gomez. And it's sent back by Millsap.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Pulls up, and that one's good. Russell. Here's Murray. Outside, Porter. He kicks it to Harris. The dish to Millsap. Over Hernan Gomez. And Paul Millsap, the bucket on the assist from Harris.
Decisive on the catch-and-shoot jumper from Millsap. He's not going to let that opportunity go to waste.
Here's Russell. And the layup falls. Russell's got 10 points in just the second half.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
Murray, the pass to Jokic, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And one thing you have to love about Gary Harris, the way he can explode to the rim.
And Harris is a natural scorer from all parts of the floor, but he can just rocket himself for dunks you aren't used to seeing from players of his size and stature.
He misses the free throw.
And, you know, despite the bittersweet ending for the Nuggets, what a great year that team had. Won their division and finished second in the West. Outstanding season that had them falling out in the second round. But nonetheless, kudos to the Nuggets.
Martin's checked in for Denver. And then for Minnesota. Johnson comes in for Hernan Gomez. And Culver's subbed in for Layman. And the second free throw, good. Hey, Clark, and with the Nuggets, what a series it was against the Blazers.
And, you know, arguably, guys, I think the most exciting series of the postseason, a Game 7 and a 4 overtime game. I remember staying up. I couldn't believe that I continued to stay up for that game. It was just that good, even though the hour was late in the East. I think the Nuggets can keep their heads up high, and they're going to be a factor in the West going forward.
Inside. Jokic kicks to Porter. Shoots over Culver. Porter, no luck. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 18.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what, Kevin, but he's been awful ever since the second half started. Not even been a factor.
Passes it to Porter. Over Russell. Misses off the left iron.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
And hustle like that is why he leads his team in rebounds tonight.
And I tell you what, guys, nobody's been more physical in this game than he has. He has been a glass eater
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow.
Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating here and there.
Clark, we've had sponsors on the uniforms for a couple of seasons now. Do you think everyone's grown used to seeing them?
Yeah, I think it's a normal part of the landscape, and it will take a little more time. I've noticed them myself as I've watched games. We're certainly a far cry from looking like NASCAR drivers, which I think is a good thing. You want them to be done visibly, but not overdone.
And that one's good. Barton.
Excellent body control around the rim. Barton didn't let the defender distract him at all.
Minnesota's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And the Timberwolves call time here.
And, you know, even though in today's game floor spacing is all the rage, the last 5 years the Wolves attempted the fewest threes in the league. And when they did shoot them, they didn't make very many of them.
And now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, Nikola Jokic.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up, and that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. Pass to Towns. To the paint, here's Culver, and then Culver with the dunk.
How about the force there from Culver, making sure to finish with power, leaving no doubt with that finish.
And on top of their troubles from range, the Wolves have also had trouble on the defensive glass.
Yeah, and if you can't rebound and you're not shooting it well, you've got to figure out who you're going to be. Your identity is in question. That's what the Wolves are trying to figure out. Who are we? What do we do well? How do we win? How do we succeed? To get to the next level, they've got to answer that question.
Pass to Russell. Puts up a 3. No good that time. Now Denver takes it the other way. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
And that's just a risky play. To make a heave like that, not worth it.
Timberwolves shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. The pass to Towns. He can't get that one. Good work defensively by Millsap.
It has not been his game so far. I mean, he's trying his best, giving great effort, but little has gone his way.
Oh!
Oh, man! Boy, you got to like how locked in Jokic is on offense now. His confidence is sky high, and he believes he can score on anybody, anytime.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Culver with it. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots. And it's Denver with the rebound. To the inside. Here's Barton. That's another rebound. This kind of effort is amazing.
And he will not be denied.
Now, here's Jokic. He's guarded closely. Jokic draws the double. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Murray, no good. Minnesota's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. And the foul on Will Barton. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Mark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's a outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media. So they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually. But on occasion, it does get a little carried away.
First one falls for him. And the Nuggets making a change here. Plumlee's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. Minnesota shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Evans feeling it out a bit. Now Crabbe. They could use a bucket, and it's Evans laying it in.
Although he's known for his scoring ability primarily, Crabbe is also a solid passer. Nice job distributing the ball.
Here's Vonleh. He sinks the 11-footer. Vonleh's got his first 2 points of the night.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Here's Beasley. Clark, do you think the NBA should consider expanding the use of replay? I know you personally hate to slow the game down, but you also want the calls to be correct.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, Kevin. I like the fact that replay is available and it helps enhance the ability of the officials to get calls correct. Expanding the use of replay, though, has to be done very judiciously. There are a couple of areas, goaltending would be one, where you take a look to see if that's the case. But I think flow of game takes priority over trying to get every single call right just because you think technology gives you a chance to do that.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great positioning.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Denver.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
Boy, I tell you, look at these teams, Greg. They're very evenly matched. This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Jokic.
Now, he was a problem on the glass today, relentlessly crashing the boards and came away with a bushel basket full of rebounds.
Beasley hits them both. For a couple years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
Morris against Beasley. Back to Morris. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Now the Timberwolves with it. Passes it to Crabbe. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Allen Crabbe, so good at catching the defense off guard. You've got to be up on him at all times.
The clock now can just run out for the Nuggets. Beasley against Morris. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Mason, your game has expanded some, and what has that process been like?
You know, you just learn something new every game. You have to study your opponent and see what's going to be open, but some of the constants have to be rebounding, defense, bringing energy in, and that's always going to get you a little bit.
Well, you had the whole package tonight, Mason. Thanks. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.